Hey everyone, Raven here. I'm just doing my first stream on a game called Factorio. Going to be playing the experimental version. I'll be giving a kind of walkthrough overview of how to play for those of you that are new to the game. I'm going to have this themed as Embrace the Spaghetti, which is a style of base that beginners tend to make. Everything's kind of mixed around and jumbled, and everything runs over each other like a big pile of spaghetti. So that's going to be the theme here. I say embrace it. It's a fun way to play. The first thing that we're going to do is just set up a new game. Take a look at the settings. For first world, default settings tend to work fine. There's various resources: iron, copper, stone, coal, uranium, and crude oil. These just affect the size of resources, how many are in each patch, and how scattered they are throughout the land. The terrain settings, this is kind of a new feature for version 16, which I haven't played on yet. So it looks like they have added some settings for the water, the grass, dirt, sand, desert, trees. Trees are very annoying, but you always want some so that you can make power poles and wooden crates at the beginning of the game. The advanced settings. This just has to deal with pollution, which affects how often aliens want to come and attack you. Enemy expansion. How many times the aliens decide to make a new base, and how big their attacks are on you. And this evolution is how quickly they become stronger. And how quickly they become stronger, it's dependent upon time, how many you've killed, and how much pollution they've absorbed. Recipes, I'm just going to keep it at normal. So I'm just basically having a completely default game. It's a fun way to play when you haven't ever played this game before. So I'm going to go ahead and generate the map, and we'll get started here. So I'm going to zoom out, take a look at what I have around me. So there's this iron ore patch, a copper ore patch, some coal. Looks like there's a little bit of stone over there, and one little crude oil patch right over there. So the first thing that I'm going to need to do is start getting some fuel so that I can get my burner. Oh no! First thing I need to do, always make an iron axe. That way you can chop down trees pretty quickly. It'll work as a fuel source for some of the starting items that you have, the burner miner and the stone furnace. So I want to pop those down onto this iron ore patch here so that I can start getting some iron going. Iron is a very valuable resource early on. It's tends to be the limiting factor for a lot of what you can do. So I just loaded the burner with some wood, the smelter with some wood. I'm going to start making some iron plates. I can go ahead and grab some of those. If you press down Control and click on it, you'll take all the items from it. The other thing that I'm going to need off at the start is some of this stone. That way I can make some more iron furnaces, or not iron furnaces, stone furnaces. And then stone furnaces are also used to make the miners. At the start of the game, you want as many miners as you can. The more miners that you have, the quicker that you can build up. So I'm going to go ahead and get a few of these. 10 is good to make 2 stone furnaces off the start. That way I can make 2 burner miners, which I'll use to place on the coal down there. And that will allow me to basically have each of the miners feed into each other. And they act like chests. So I'll set one here, rotate this one so it feeds into the other one. So the arrows are basically where the output's coming. And you can see how the arrows are pointing to each other. So that just means that they'll feed into each other, and they'll be able to store up to a stack size of coal, which I believe is 50, unless they increased it in this last patch. which I don't know. I'll find out. It'll be fun. Um, so that red flashing symbol means that my burner miner is out of fuel, so I need to load some fuel into it. And I am going to pick up some of the coal that has been mined. I'm going to go ahead and drop it into the miners. The miner and the smelter. That way I can start still get some iron production going, which I'll need to continue to expand my base. I also need to get some more iron so that I can make another burner mining drill and use that to put on the stone so that I don't have to keep running over here and mine the stone manually, because this game is all about automation. You want to automate as much as you can. Makes the game so much easier when you want to launch a rocket, which is ultimately the end game of this game. There's also other challenges like a 1 rocket per minute mega base. I haven't done that yet. I need to work on that. That'll be fun once I get that. So now I got a burner mining drill. I'm gonna get a iron chest, and that way I can set this miner onto the stone location right here. Put the chest down so it feeds into a suggested tutorial. I do not want to do that. So this mining drill will now feed all of its stone into this chest. If I can hold down Control and I click on it, I get all the stone in the chest. And you can see when you press Alt, you can see what's inside of the chests. It's a handy little feature for the game. I'm just going to mine some more stone as well in parallel with the mining drill. That way I can make a whole bunch of mining drills when I need them. So 15 should be good. I'm going to take what's in there, and I'm going to come down here, get the coal, feed it into my mining drill on the iron ore, and I'm going to make four stone furnaces. Hopefully I have enough iron that's already been made so I can make 2 more drills, which I have just enough. So I'm going to set these guys down here, set the miners like that, and take half a stack, feed 12 in here, and the rest in here, and then the other half of the stack I'm going to put in here. 12 in there, and the rest in here. Oh, and this guy's out of fuel as well. I'm going to load some wood in there for now while I run down, get some more coal, and then get some more stone. Do the same thing for the copper. That way I can start working on getting a power facility up, a science facility, and work on research. Because I need to research automation before I can really do anything in the game for automation. So now I have 6 stone furnaces. Might as well come back down here, get some more of this. So now I have 6 stone furnaces. I want to make more burner miners. Oh, I need to load some more fuel into this guy. Load another 12 into here. Let's make sure I got 12 in each of these. And let's make sure I have 7 in each of these. There we go. So I am going to make 2 more miners. I'm going to set 2 down on, oh, and you can see it turns red when it's not over any iron. So it wouldn't be able to be placed down here because it can't mine any iron. So I'm going to place it on the back side of it. I'm going to do that. Place those 3 down there. And fill, oh, I am going to need a lot more coal. So in the meantime, I'm going to take these 2 guys. I am going to bring them down into the coal so I have a quicker production or quicker output of coal. So that I can go like this. Oh, wrong way. I don't want to. There we go. they now will all feed into each other. So this one will go. Once this one gets up to green, you'll see this one go. Now this one's starting to mine too. And so they will all feed into each other. So now I'm going to pick up the coal, go back over here, get more stone, so that I can work on making more miner drills, more stone furnaces, put some copper down, put some miner drills on the copper, and work on that. So there's 8 stone furnaces. I can make 4 miners. Oh yeah, I forgot. I need to drop 2 back down here. Load them up with some fuel. So there's 12, there's 7, and 7 more. There's 7, and oh, this guy's almost out of fuel. There's 12. Let's just top these guys off. So there we are. I'm going to make 1 more burner miner, get some more coal, go up to the copper, start mining some copper, and start working on producing my power generation. All right, 49 coal, 11 iron plate. That's a good amount. I'm going to grab some of the iron plate now and start working on making this and this. And I am, let's see, I also will need a pipe and an offshore pump, which I need electronic circuits. Electronic circuits I need copper for. That is why I am, coming up here to make a copper. So there's that. Gonna drop 7 in here. 12 to 7 seems like a good ratio. I don't know if it's exact. I'm just kind of saying, it seems to work. So, oh yeah, I forgot. I needed the stone furnace to actually make the boiler. I might as well make 2 steam engines. The ratio of boilers to steam engines, you only need 1 boiler for every 2 steam engines. That's the ideal output. I know I'm going to need iron gear wheels to make some science packs. If you hover over the item that you want, the science pack 1, you can see it takes 1 iron gear wheel and 1 copper plate. So I have made 10 iron gear wheels. That way I'm already ready to start making the science pack. And that's once I get my copper. So I gotta get iron plate. I'm gonna make 1 more stone furnace. That way I can drop it down for the copper, get some of the copper, and start making my power. Alright, there we go. And drop 7 in here. Oh, that was not 7. There we go. There's 7, 7. Make sure these are all topped off. There's 12, 12, and 12. You can see I picked up a copper ore. I don't want that in my inventory, so I am just going to drop it into the furnace. That way it'll start making the ore into the plate. So I need an offshore pump. So I can click on that in order to actually feed water into my boiler. And then the boiler produces steam that goes into the steam engine. So I am going to, ooh, that's kind of neat for this version. It has green squares where I could put the offshore pump. I'm just going to drop it right here. I'm going to drop my boiler down right here. And I am going to drop these 2 guys right there like that. So now I need some small electric poles. I need a lab. And I need 10 red science packs. Oh, oh yeah, the lab requires iron gear wheels, so I should have made more in preparation since I had a little bit of downtime, but I forgot, and it doesn't really matter. So I am going to place my power pole right here. Actually, I'm going to do it. I know that I'm going to need some power poles around here. I'm going to put one here, and make sure that they're connected. So this says it's out of fuel. It needs some coal and actually to power it in order to generate steam. Otherwise, it's just water. I don't want water. I want steam. So I'm going to fill it up with some coal. It's going to start burning it. It's going to start converting the water to steam, and you can see it filling up on the bottom right. And now it's full of steam. So it's produced the maximum amount of steam that it can hold. And once it's done that, you can see it's no longer consuming the coal. So it doesn't matter if you overfill it, burning resources, it doesn't actually consume it above and beyond what it's needed. So I've dropped down one lab. I might as well make another lab just to make sure that the research is a little bit quicker. This is the technology tree. The idea of the game is to actually research rocket technology, the rocket silo, which is way down here, which requires a lot of advanced items. And so this is the final target of the game, is to build one of these rocket silos and launch a rocket into space. And you can see how many research items are on the way there. So the first thing that we need is to automate. So of course I'm going to build or start with researching automation. That way I can start making a factory that automates everything I'm looking to build, from the belts to the iron gear wheels to the science packs to everything. The more automation I have, the quicker I'll be able to expand my base. So if I hold down Shift and right click on an item, it will load half of that stack into the lab or into the factory or any of that. So I'm going to right click on it, and you can see it loaded 5 in. And then I'm going to Shift and left click, and that loads the entire stack. The left click is the entire stack, right click is half the stack. So now I have my labs going. They're researching. Oh, and they look a little bit more fancy in this version. Kind of nice. I like the little graphical improvements that the devs have been doing. So as the labs are going and consuming the science packs, you can see the research is ticking up. And then you can also see that the coal is being used to generate more steam, which is being used to power the steam engines, which are being consumed by the lab. So if I left click on a power pole, you can kind of see what energy use your entire base is using. And so I have right now 0 being used, 0 being produced, because this is it. Labs aren't functioning because I don't have any science packs in them. Automation has finished researching. The next one that I normally follow up with is logistics. That way I can get some of these underground belts and splitters, which are very handy for delivering resources throughout your factory. So I'm going to hit that as the next research to go. But this is pretty much the game in a nutshell. As you start researching and start automating. I'm going to be continuing this series, and I'm going to put a cut here. So look forward to my next upload. It should be coming in the next few days. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit like and subscribe if you really enjoyed it. Provide comments in the comment section for constructive feedback. Let me know how I can improve, because I want to make sure you guys enjoy these videos. So until next time,